I joined 6 months before 9/11.
And Jennifer Kepner is proud of her service. In January of 2006, she went to Iraq.
My job specifically was to keep the patients stable until they were able to get onto a higher echelon of care in Germany.
It was difficult work and dangerous.
The biggest hazard for us was mortar attacks.
Her tour of duty lasted 5 months. She returned home, married Ben. They have 2 children. 9-year-old Adia and 2-year-old Wyatt keeps them busy.
Whee!
She's only 39 years old. Late July of last year, everything changed, it seemed, in an instant.
I went really early in the morning, and by 10 o'clock, they had told me that there was a mass on my pancreas.
Surgery would follow along with chemotherapy, and the fight was just beginning.
I was on chemo for 4 months, and then went to my last chemo appointment, and I got balloons and cards from everybody that it was going to be my last chemo treatment. And so I had my scan done, and that's when they told me that the cancer had spread to the liver, and then I had over 20 lesions on my liver.
More hospital visits, treatments, and a clinical trial would follow. Now, in the fight for her life, she asked why. Why would she have pancreatic cancer?
It was my very first oncologist that I went to that brought it to my attention, and that's when the light bulb went off, and I went, oh my goodness, because I have no family history.
Her doctor's conclusion was this: the open-air burn pit at Joint Base Balad, Iraq. A Department of Veterans Affairs training letter revealing that at the height of operations, hundreds of tons of waste per day, including plastics, styrofoam, petroleum products, human waste, and other items, were all burned with jet fuel. The plume of smoke wafting over the base in the prevailing winds. Local Congressman Dr. Raul Ruiz.
Most certainly there could very well be a connection. When you see from recent samples that they found dioxin and other carcinogens in the soil around these areas, when we know very well that we don't just burn styrofoam or plastic cups out in the open, or in closed spaces.
I took my questions about burn pits and cancer to the Department of Defense and got this statement admitting burn pits may pose short and long-term risks. It goes on to say, DoD acknowledges some individuals have experienced persistent symptoms or, in some cases, developed chronic respiratory disease following deployment, possibly as a result of increased susceptibility, elevated exposures, combined exposures, pre-existing health conditions, or other factors. The full statement does not mention cancer. Veteran Amy Muller also served at Joint Base Balad. She passed away earlier this year after a 9-month battle with pancreatic cancer. Her husband believes the government is delaying and denying.
Of course, when they did finally figure out what was wrong, it was already stage 3 and a really rough road ahead for her.
2 very similar stories, and now Kepner is trying to raise awareness.
This is the Agent Orange of our vets, my generation of vets. This is the Agent Orange.
She's also fighting to get benefits after not working for a year at her job as an X-ray technician at Desert Regional Medical Center.
I want my husband and my children to be compensated if something happens to me.
Still, her patriotism never falters. The flag flies outside their home. It's prominently displayed inside their home, including one she made herself.
What do your doctors tell you?
They're not God, but the doctors, anyone who has metastatic to the liver, they throw this, 6 to 12 months at you. But I don't believe that. I fight every single day, and I don't want to be part of that statistic.